Who said you can't go home? Real Estate Exposed, brought to you by Signature Real Estate. Real Estate Exposed is all about helping homeowners and those who would like to be homeowners and those who would like to get into real estate.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. We are Real Estate Exposed. We are on the same bat channel, but we are not at the same bat time. We have started at 1:30 on Fridays because Brandon's too busy. And so...
They can't do the show without me,
Dude,
which
that
was
is right.
obvious last week.
Yes.
It was a great show.
It was a good show.
Minus our co-host.
Thank goodness Tom
Just
pulled it
kidding.
together. Tom,
He really did.
He did. He actually had like diagrams and stuff.
I know he brought like
Paper.
PowerPoints and stuff like that. So anyways, if you're watching us, you're doing so on YouTube at
Nope.
You're doing it on Facebook at facebook.com/realestatex, and you can watch us later on YouTube, and you can find us everywhere on podcast
where
places.
your favorite podcasts are sold.
We're your favorite we are one of your favorites. Make us one of your favorites.
Do we
And
say
if you are going to go on our YouTube, make sure to
Like and subscribe and smash the notification button.
mash the
Smash.
notification.
Smash. That just says you're number one. I gotta go.
Smash the notification. Shelly,
Yes.
do me a favor and just keep your finger to yourself during the show if you don't mind. Thank you very much.
But I like.
To my right, if you haven't, oh goodness gracious. To
Sorry.
my right is
Too
Brandon
much fun.
Roberts, the owner of Signature Real Estate Group and my co-host, also a good friend of mine. Sometimes my best friend.
What?
sometimes
Come
not
on.
all
What
the
are we
time.
doing here?
Shelly, on the other hand.
By the end of this show, I won't be your best friend, but
Oh, snap. Are you going to say
Scary.
shit about me?
nope. I just
You're going to
got-
put me in a predicament to
A predicament?
talk about stuff that I don't want to talk about.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
All right. To his right is, are you going to introduce her?
Yeah.
I can
Miss-
see you now, by the way.
Oh crap.
Miss Shelley Panzarella, also known as my aunt.
What?
My assistant calls you her aunt
Oh.
because you are her aunt.
Let's not go there.
Shelley Panzarella,
And
branch
yes.
Manager.
from Prosperity Lending.
Good,
I got.
You're
Yay!
number one.
All right,
I'm
we're
number
2
one.
minutes into the show. We just finished introductions, and they all sucked. We did
We
a
are
great
doing
job.
amazing.
Usual.
First
Brandon
of all-
is back. Thank you.
Yeah, it's gone downhill since I got back. But Shelly, that
Yes.
finger, I got one of those at my house, and
I got
wanna-
one of your fingers in
And
my
I
house,
want to
too.
thank you for the
I only got
Super
10,
Bowl,
so-
the Super Bowl package that you sent over.
You're welcome.
Even though you don't know what day the Super Bowl is.
It is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday.
I have a question for you. Do you know who's playing?
I do. Tom Brady.
And,
Yes.
And
What teams are playing?
Tom Brady and Pat Mahoney are playing.
yeah,
that
Patrick
right?
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahoney.
Mahomes.
And-
And what teams are they with?
Tom Brady is TB, the Buchanan or the Buccaneers, and the Chiefs,
All right. Well,
Listen,
see, I don't know.
I'm
I
a
was
hockey
hoping Brandon
fan.
would jump in.
I'm a
and
hockey
tell you.
fan.
Well, we've got a game today.
No, she pulled
I
it
do.
out.
She did.
I did.
We
Yeah,
got a
they're
game
coming
today.
back after the quarantine shutdown for what? How many games? Like 6 games?
Yeah, it felt like 20, but we only have.
They were on a
6
roll,
games
and
to
now
play.
who knows?
They'll be fine.
Well, there went that day. So I'm not picking up my pizza tonight.
So-
Brandon just called the show.
I have heard,
Okay.
though, that there's an easier way to do a test. Brandon, what is
Test
it?
for what? For COVID
Oh,
test?
for COVID test? You really want me to tell you? It's exposed. It's free. It's a home test.
It's a home test.
So you
But
take your
please
finger.
do not try this at home.
I'm not
Does
a
it matter
doctor.
what finger?
No,
It's
Okay.
this finger.
Any finger.
This is usually the best finger.
the easiest one to get around to your backside. And then you, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but then you like
I'll demonstrate. Go ahead.
stick it up
Oh,
your rear, and then you smell it. And if you can smell poop,
Oh, my God.
then you're negative. But if you can't smell it, you might be positive. And if you want a second opinion, you can taste it. Not recommended. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but you heard it here, not first, but you did hear it here.
and so he's taken like 5 tests already in the last.
It's fun. Everyone should try it.
He's got 5 fingers on his right hand. Do not shake his right hand.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, do not
Elbow
do that.
bump.
All right. So what are we talking about today, guys? Should we do stats? Can I tell you
Yeah,
some really
let's go
cool
for that.
stats? All
Yeah.
right, it's time. So let me tell you some really cool stats, because what I did was for one of our marketing reps, I actually pulled some stats from the MLS. And in our system, we are allowed to actually, the show needs a test. What does that mean? Oh, shut up. So let me just Hey, all of you.
Sorry.
We're listening. We're listening
Focus.
to stats.
Pull it in,
Bring
pull it
in,
pull it
Bring
in.
it in.
So if I actually pull the price ranges, let's say we're talking about price ranges from 252,000 to 348,000, right?
3.2.
No, that's her number. Stop it. Can you guys just
Yes,
be
sorry.
serious
We'll be
for
serious. Sorry.
a minute? All right. Closed sales, January 2021, we have 15,339 within that price point. Okay.
What price point?
I just told you, but I'll do it again. 252,000
okay,
to
got it.
347,999.
Okay.
So in January of this year, we had 15,339 closings. Okay. In comparison to last year, did you remember that number,
Yeah,
Shelley?
15,000. Definitely.
Last year was 15,732 in January,
15,000, okay.
which is
A lot.
Which is more,
Yes.
more
Then-
than January of this year.
but not much more.
But not much more. And then you go January
that 'cause of the inventory?
2019, and it was 14,165. So consistently, we've been about 14 to 15-ish thousand. That's not bad for January's. What are we seeing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get where you're going with this.
I'm just saying. I was doing stats. That was where I was going.
Too many numbers. I'm with you there, Tyson.
All right. New listings, 747 in the last 7 days.
That
And
is
then
About the
down.
same. No, it's about,
it's about the same.
Okay.
You weren't here last week, Brandon. So you
I
wouldn't
did
know.
listen to the show, though.
Okay.
I'm
Did
our
you?
biggest fan, yeah.
Did you? And then sold in the last 7 days, you guys. Least expensive,
Least expensive again?
80,000.
23,000.
63,000.
63?
And that was a manufactured home. Yeah.
Where?
That doesn't
Pahrump?
count. That doesn't count.
Okay, so then let's do
Was it an
the
in-house,
next one.
John?
It was 76.5.
3.2.
No, I don't know if it was in-house. Highest priced,
3.2.
5.6.
Wow.
$5,600,000.
Where?
And that one was not an inside job. Ooh, it was Brandy
Days.
sold it. She was the buyer's agent. Southern Highlands.
Southern Highlands?
Yeah.
Oh, up in the in
Down.
the area.
That's
down
over in
in
south.
the area.
So that's
Southern
down
Highlands?
south.
They got hills
Southern
up there
Highlands.
in
Up
the
south.
Highlands area.
It's not up south.
It
Well,
is.
it's we're
down
in a
south.
bowl, right?
But when you look at it, okay,
many
but that's
numbers.
not how
Right?
you reference like ups and downs. It's based off of north versus south.
Well, it depends on which way you turn the map.
But it was
Because if you turn the map upside down, south is up.
but you're not.
Just
Why?
saying.
So much research. None of us have drank today.
It's scary.
No, we haven't. That's the problem.
I know.
Scary.
I know it is scary. I
That
think it's
starts
our
on
new
the next
time.
show.
I think that's because it's our
Can
new
we
time.
pay some tribute to our? We got a big old live
So,
audience today.
Surprisingly, we actually have a pretty chill audience online. I thought we were going to have a lot
18.
less, but we do have a huge audience in house today, which is kind of cool.
Who's
A huge audience. No, Chris, this isn't
Huge.
referencing weight. Calm down.
Vanna, this is a
Great
really
week.
long show. You have time. What am I talking too fast?
Slow down, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
take
slow
a deep
down.
breath.
We have so much to get through. We have so much to get
Look
through.
how fast
though.
she's chewing her gum.
All right, I know. I got to get rid of this. It's weird.
I told
So
you.
guess
that.
what, you guys?
What are you fighting?
Guess what? Hey,
Sorry.
don't look at them.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
look at them.
Got it.
Don't pay attention to the peanut gallery. Look at me.
3.2.
3.2. No, we already did that.
Oh, yes.
5.6 Southern Highlands. So I bought Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I bought some Bitcoin
Are you
last
Moo
week.
Moo Noi?
I'm not,
No,
but I
that's
bought
actually,
some Bitcoin.
her name actually is Susie.
Susie.
Susie, hi there.
Hi,
and
Susie.
She is all over the Bitcoin and the stock market.
Great week
Is
on
she?
Bitcoin
Yeah.
and the stock market.
So the stock market, I heard GameStop is down a lot. By
That's-
a lot. Like it
that's
was
You buy
like,
weird.
I think yesterday or the day before, it was like $70.
Because everybody pulled out, right?
Yeah. Calm down there. There's a lot of men in our
Exposed.
audience today. And so because there's a lot of men in
What?
our audience, they do a lot of men jokes.
They all stood up and did the wave. I wish you guys could see it.
But I
Me
checked
too.
yesterday and I'm up on Bitcoin. I don't check every day because that shit makes me nervous. But
I have a hard time with it. It keeps falling out of my pocket, rolling under the desk. I lose my Bitcoins everywhere.
I'm sorry. Who did you pay for that? Because I'll give you 5,000
The
of
joke or
those.
the actual Bitcoin? Sorry.
I write my own jokes.
Thanks, Brandon.
Tyson
So-
doesn't think that that's funny because this is a
No.
serious topic, Bitcoin.
For him,
He's serious.
especially.
I know.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be a billionaire.
You could own one for like $32,000. You could have one coin.
No, it's 33 now.
You bought one?
I did not
Or
buy
half
a
a coin.
$33,000 coin.
You bought
Hells
an eighth of a
no.
coin.
I can't afford that. Brandon doesn't pay me enough. So we'll go to
Can't even
what?
keep track of my own Bitcoin.
He's still trying to find it.
So
It's in a wallet, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, they're going to start trading it on the stock market, though.
No way.
Yeah. So I think Tasty Trader or something is starting it or whatever, and then I just signed up for SoFi's app, and it's in there too. But so you're able to see it, but you're not able to do it yet.
Somehow I don't know if you're serious or for real.
I wouldn't.
Joking.
I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd.
You're joking.
Have you been holding that like for a while?
Holding his
My
shit.
turd or the joke?
Joke. Both. I don't want to know if you've been
Okay,
holding
we
it
got to get
turd.
back to real estate here, guys.
That's like a childhood joke, and it just
Oh my
brought
God,
me
you
back to my
guys.
childhood.
All right,
Oh,
listen. So if
that
you're a
was
real
many
estate
months
here,
ago.
a real estate agent here in Nevada, you can actually go
Don't
get a
judge us.
vaccine. Now,
Are we now essential?
we've always been essential.
I mean,
Shelley,
but
get with the program.
technically
But
for-
take your business license, take your real estate license. You would not count, and then you can go get vaccinated. You don't have a real estate license, do you?
No, I don't.
You have
Yeah.
to
Mortgage
because
license.
because essential people sell brand new homes and trailer homes.
And so therefore
Right?
we get we not trailer manufactured.
Well,
Trailer
I like to
homes?
I like
Tiny
them. I
homes?
like to sell them because you hook them up to your truck and you can pull them back down to the main street to do open houses. You get higher traffic. No,
Wow. What is happening right now?
I like this time of the day.
This is Brandon heats up this afternoon in the afternoon
His
time.
coffee normally doesn't kick in by 9, but it sure as shit kicks in by now.
Trying to find my bitcoins.
But
It's
you
a computer
dropped
thing.
them on the side of the.
I'm on my
Oh,
computer.
you're on your okay. So, all right. So let's talk about some stuff. So we can get vaccines. If you have questions about it, can you guys stop talking to each other in the middle of our show?
Ooh,
please?
Are you
Brady got in
gonna- are you gonna-
trouble.
Are you gonna go get your vaccine?
I don't get flu shots. I've never gotten a flu shot, and touch wood, I've never gotten sick. That was a very Indian thing to do. Most people do that, right?
Is the
People
back of
touch
your
wood?
head wood?
Wood. Well, there's a thing on my head, so
Okay,
I have to find.
I was just
a head.
asking if there was a specific location in your head that you consider.
No,
Is your head made of wood?
right
The men in the
here.
office here would be going.
I don't want their heads. So
Or their
I
wood.
ended up. So I just actually didn't. I've never gotten a vaccine for even my like flu shots, and so I've been. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. I'm probably
I think
not.
you should.
Why?
So you feel more comfortable coming out of the
You
house.
can still get. I mean, I'm comfortable. I'm right here. Look at me.
And then-
I've been
Well,
in the
it's
office
been
all day
like
today. I've been in the
day
office all day yesterday.
385 that you've been out.
I was in the office all day yesterday. Today, I'm like, I'm coming.
I think I'm down with
coming
it.
to an office meeting on Tuesday.
I'm down with it.
Whether Chris lets me or not, I don't give a shit.
Oh,
You're
you'll
coming
be,
on
You'll be
Tuesday?
here. You won't be on the panel, but you'll be here.
Oh, I'll be on the panel. So, anyways,
Just doing my mortgage moment.
It'll be funny.
so we have.
So vaccine or no vaccine? That
She
is the
said
question.
no.
I said no. I'm not doing it. I just don't do flu shots. I don't get any. I don't put anything in my body that isn't good for me.
Seriously,
Liar.
right now. You drink alcohol every single damn day.
By the way, it's really good for you. One
Not-
glass of red wine
Yes.
is great for you.
Not for.
And I'm way more fun with a little bit of
It's a
alcohol.
big.
True.
It's a big glass.
It's a big glass. Okay.
Yeah, one big glass. So yeah, so there's a vaccine. Would you get it? You're gonna get it.
No, I already
Brandon
have
has
it.
COVID.
I already
Do you
had
need
it,
to get it?
and I also have a home testing kit. I'm fine.
You need. I have a. I
Somehow
actually
it
have somebody-
smells in here right now. I don't know what that
You're closer to the testing hand.
So I wouldn't be opposed to getting it. I'm not gonna run down there and get it because, like I said, I've had it, and not the vaccine, the actual COVID, and
what are you looking at? You got notes
His
about what you're
test.
saying?
yeah. I'm
His
just
question
reading.
and
You're reading-
answers.
You're reading
So
what you're
no,
gonna say?
so I've already had it. So I feel like I've got the antibodies right now. I'm not too worried about it, and I'd rather the people that need it get it, and then maybe on the next go around
Yeah,
I'll get in line. But I too do not get flu shots
yeah.
or vaccines in that regard, and I usually don't get sick either. So, but I caught
Touch
COVID.
wood, back of your head. But you got COVID, yeah.
I
yeah.
did. So I
That's
probably
because you
should
hung
get
out with
the,
Tom a lot.
I should get the vaccine. Well, you
It's
guys
the
did the show with him last week, so good luck.
Oh,
crap.
snazzy.
And you know? Yes.
I think I'm going to get it. I was not going to get it in the beginning, but I signed myself up.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see. If
My
I ever get
parents
called
got
up
it.
to the line, I'll do it.
All right.
But if not, I'll just.
Can we do it
Call
live
it
on the
a
show?
Is it that big of a deal?
No,
I think it'd be pretty cool.
it's a shot.
Yeah.
I just want to see you cry on air.
So
Oh, we can do that.
yes, I know.
We
No,
could-
don't go there. Just kidding.
Okay.
That's a wrap.
So, all right. So there's a couple of things that are happening in real estate. Today, we all got notification. I see that you've got your info bulletin out. Did you come with notes too?
His is not color
I have it.
coordinated, though.
It is actually. Tom highlighted some things for me to make sure I was there. But this is the interesting thing. So we had a lot of questions from our agents because a few years back, the legislature passed that we needed to have more CE credits,
That was in 2019.
which is a few years back.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
I'm
So
just being more specific.
In 2019, they passed that, right? And so then it went to like a committee
Well,
to figure out when they were going to, like, where the cutoff was going to be. And I could have told you back then when they passed it, I could have picked the date out of the air and known for almost certain that it would have been October 31st, 2021. So if you renew your license on
why?
or
Why
it
would you have
expires,
thought that?
I'll tell you in a second. If you renew your license
On or before?
on or after
After.
October 31st, 2021, you need 36 hours. And if it's before that, so if your license expires the end of September, because they expire the end of the month every month, then you would need 24. And so Chris Bishop, his license expires on September 30th, end of the month. Mine expires October 31st. And so if I had to pick a date, I would have picked the date when I would have had to do the 36 hours. So my renewing licensing class is going to be the first to do it.
Got it.
That's a lot of
and then I
numbers.
just think it's this big scam that you CE providers put together so that you guys
Stop
could make more
this
money.
Shit right
How many
now.
hours do you guys have to
stop
do?
it right now.
So we have
I
to do
can't
24,
believe you went there.
And it
I
went-
can't believe you went
and
there.
now we have to go up to 36
In 2 years? Or
every 2 years, yes.
Okay.
Listen,
I mean,
And half of it has to be live. What?
the problem is that, and you sat on that committee when we talked about this and why we did it.
how much money do the CE
So shame on
instructors
you
make?
for not paying attention.
I would like to see your 1099 on your CE courses this month or this year.
That's
Last year, how much you made. I know it's because of Zoom and all that, and you were able to get a lot more people into the class. And maybe if we knew that was going to happen, we wouldn't have extended the hours because you guys would have made the money.
No matter what.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. And you and I have talked about this earlier. You shut your mouth.
you get
Tom,
paid per
seriously.
person, or
So
do you
Tom
get paid
said
per-
this
Wow.
on a phone call with his wife in private or some shit, and his door was open. And I basically, gave him a new one. But
Knew what?
You want
Car?
to see your tax
Finger.
returns?
So,
We're going to ask you to resign if you don't prove
so listen.
from the show.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm
listening.
a good CE instructor. Have you ever taken a class from me? I'm
Yes, I
pretty
have.
damn
I have.
good.
I think I've got like 6 hours already of my 36, and 3 of them are from you.
Well, there you go. Well, the other 3 I half taught, just so you know.
The ones that
The other
Half
class
taught
that you
or
took,
you
I
have-
half taught
you
that
were,
class.
you actually taught part of that class.
Exactly.
So
So
I don't get that.
What?
You half taught it?
I half taught it because the person who was teaching it, I jumped in. And I was like, wait, let me just take over here,
Oh.
and so that happened.
So did you get half of the cost or the half the fees on that?
no, it was free to signature.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So, but the way, exactly, right? So the purpose of this was to increase the professionalism in our industry.
Yeah.
And to make more money, right?
No, it was not to make more money. It's not changing anything else. I mean, yeah, the instructors go become a CE instructor. Anyone can do
I'm
it.
approved on a bunch of our courses.
Okay, then go teach some shit.
Make some extra dollars.
I'm going to now that this is in, and I can actually make a living doing it.
oh, my God.
I can't believe you're going there.
I'm just
So
teasing you. I'm just
better
teasing you
be.
because
It's good that you guys have more education.
I'm teasing
I
you
think
because
so,
Tom
too.
got you worked up today, and
He
so I
really
was just
did.
playing on
Smarter.
that.
What did he do for you now?
Well, because he was talking about it earlier, and I was like, that's not why this happened. It's because we wanted professionalism. It actually started because we were allowing people, and by we, I mean the legislative committee, right, was allowing people to start advertising in a nickname. And then it's like, you got to put your license number on everything. And then, it was like, well, what about, change? And I'm pretty sure it was Chris Bishop that said, let's increase the professionalism in our industry
it was Keith
and give
Lynham.
I
more
feel like
Keith
it'd be
Lynham.
hours.
Janet Carpenter. Janet Carpenter
It was
for
Keith,
my
and
vote.
Keith teaches CE too, so I'm just saying.
Keith Lynham?
I'm kidding. I don't think there was conspiracy. I don't think it's a bad thing that we have to do more CE. I'm just a little sad that it hit me first. But there's some other stuff here.
Vandana, they really
They
want to
also
see your tax
increased
returns.
They also
Sorry.
increased the pre-licensing by 30 hours,
That's good.
right? And
Make
so,
the entry point harder so that you have more qualified candidates.
no, because
Realtors?
the school teaches what you need to know about the laws and stuff to pass the test. I don't think it teaches you how to be a great salesperson or anything like that. I think it really comes down to the brokerage you select.
Correct.
And the
True.
broker you work for.
True.
And I wouldn't be calling for more legislation on us brokers or more restrictions or stuff, but I think brokers need to step up and take more responsibility for the agents that they take under their license. And don't take a brand new agent on if you don't have a training platform or a way to get them up into the business.
I agree.
But that's my opinion, and
It
I'm
doesn't
sticking
matter.
to it.
So, no,
And it doesn't matter, right?
No,
Because it's not law.
I
That's a
do
lot of
agree.
highlighting.
I do agree. I know that, but he didn't do it. Tom did. He's trying to
Yeah.
keep Brandon organized. I guarantee you, this is
It
not
was-
for our show. It's for his show right afterwards.
Yeah.
It has
Stay
nothing
tuned.
to do with us.
Tune back in for the Weekenders starting at 3 o'clock with me and Chris
Wow.
Bishop.
I'm
Shameless
sorry,
plug.
You
Plug.
cannot do that.
I
in
just
the middle
did.
of our
I just
show.
did.
Gross.
I just did.
So disgusting. All right, let's
Well,
talk about more real
we're not
estate
going to have her on, Chris.
We- What do you? What you got going on over there? You've got
So,
paper too. Am I the only one that showed up without
well, because
paper?
last time one, you can't see over my laptop thing, and two, I guess I get a little distracted because all my emails are popping in, and I'm getting a little distracted. So I pulled up on, let's see, this is from Reader's Digest again.
It is not.
It is not.
Tom, you have a
That's a
Zoom
funny
call
joke.
happening at 2 o'clock.
In 10 minutes. Las Vegas placed 3 master plan communities in the top 10 national rankings in 2020. Which were they?
Summerlin.
Yeah, that was one.
Repeat that. I'm sorry. I was still on the haircut thing that Chris wrote. He said 120 hours.
I didn't get a haircut.
120 hours to sell my house, but 1,600 hours to cut my hair. And I think that's the exact argument Chris Bishop made in the committee meeting when we increased the hours.
I agree,
But
Chris.
continue.
I agree, Chris.
I don't get
Looking
it.
at your hair, we need to increase the hours it takes somebody to get their barber's license. I only say that because I get my hair cut by the same exact person. So
Is there a reason?
It
And she
takes
does that.
1,600 hours to get a cutting hour.
Yeah.
it's you don't want
And
to
like
mess up
years
somebody's
of seeing
haircut.
it, somebody's like,
It could ruin their life.
yeah.
But buying a house would just be.
You can recover.
So anyway, so Reader's
We
Digest.
did
So-
in 2008. Go
Reader's
ahead.
Digest, Las Vegas placed 3 master plan communities in the top 10 national rankings in 2020.
Green Valley
Summerlin.
I mean, more specific. Yes, Summerlin is not one of them.
is not?
Is that
Is.
place number 3?
Okay.
Providence.
Nope.
Sky Canyon.
Aliante.
No. Man.
Anthem.
Aliante is.
Southern Highlands.
Well, I was going to go on for a whole hour
Silverado
and a
Ranch.
half. I could see. No. So number
Nellis.
6 came in. Have you
Nellis.
guys heard of Valley
Apex.
Vista? Master Plan Community Valley Vista.
Where's
a
it
project of D.R. Horton in North Las Vegas, opened in 2018.
That's what I said. Aliante.
Well, it's specific. Number 6 with 1,046. And number 10 is Cadence in Hendertucky.
Oh, Cadence is a great community.
849 low HOA
Yes,
dues. That's all I got.
yes.
Mountain's Edge actually slipped along with Inspirata.
So that's a list of all the Vegas communities or Henderson?
All
Vegas?
of the master plan communities in the country.
In the world.
Oh, and so 3
National.
of them
Made
were
it on the
from here.
list. Top
That's cool.
10.
We're either on
That
the
is
top
cool.
or we're way on the bottom of those lists every time.
Exposed.
Exposed.
Thanks, Brandon. So there's that. Now, now what?
That's all I got.
Northtown.
Fantastic. So you've got, hey, by the way, Las Vegas home rebuilt in the South Valley and showcased to the world a year ago has been sold for $2.75 million to a Manhattan couple seeking a technologically savvy house as they relocate to Nevada, like many others in the COVID-19 era. So here's the thing. COVID-19 era, that's a thing now.
That's
That's
what
our,
we're gonna
it's an
call it.
era. That's what we're going to call it. Like
So
that's
it's not
gonna-
the
in
financial
history
crisis.
books,
It'll be COVID.
COVID era.
era.
The COVID era.
Yeah.
Or
Got a
error.
ringy.
Yeah. So, anyways, this house is
Catch
pretty
to it.
techy. It's got some really cool, like tech savvy type things. There's a lot of videos that I don't want you guys
Automatic
to watch, but
blinds.
yeah. What else is there? What other
Dimmer
tech?
lights.
Tech.
Dude, I'm
Nest
telling you.
thermostats.
Well, I can tell my Google to turn off the lights or change the colors or whatever in my house. Turn on the alarm. Turn off
Change
the alarm.
the colors.
Yeah, you know you have the VUE lights that you can actually that change colors. They can go from white to blue to
Do you
green
have
to
a
red.
disco ball set up too?
I do, and then
Oh,
I have LED lights on my Why are you laughing?
Straight up club at
Sounds
Vandana's
pretty
house.
awesome.
I've got
This
LED
is why
lights,
she never leaves home.
LED lights on my kitchen island underneath, and then
a
LED
TV that
lights on
comes
top.
up from the
Oh,
bed.
that's right.
Oh my God. I looked into that because I was really considering it. It's expensive. Shit's like almost $5,700 or some shit like that. I can't
For
remember. It was a
the
while ago.
stand or the TV?
No, the both. Oh,
because the TV.
The whole apparatus.
crap. Maybe not the TV wasn't included.
Chris Bishop, you are being called by your wife.
Chris Bishop, you're in deep shiz.
What happened?
Oh, Tom.
Hi,
Oh,
Amy.
Tom Blanchard, you are being called to the
So,
office.
Amy Bishop is probably one of the best
TCs.
TCs in the city.
Holla back, yo.
Um,
Tom's going to
if
get
you
his
are
COVID test.
interested-
His
Oh,
own test.
that's not okay.
Sorry.
Let's not
Go
talk
ahead.
about
I'm
that.
sorry. Yes, plug for
No,
Amy Bishop.
I'm done. I'm done talking to you.
No, you were looking into the TV. Keep going.
I wasn't looking at I was talking about this tech savvy home
That's what I meant.
A voice-activated faucet?
You were talking about
faucet.
talking into
So
your
I
Google
walk
thing.
into and I walk
They're
into the bathroom
leaving
and the bathroom
in
lights
droves.
turn on. I walk into my closet lights turn on. Like it's pretty automated-ish. But yes, I can turn on the lights to the kitchen. I can turn on the fan. I can let Google know that I need to turn on the alarm. I can tell
I just wonder.
when my house is
So
going to take over.
So when I was
Exactly.
growing up,
Yeah.
our house did all that stuff too.
What?
But you didn't have to tell Google to do it.
Yeah, tell
You had to tell Brandon to do it. Or my sister. You would
to
say,
tell
hey,
the dog."
change the channel. Hey, turn that light out. So nothing's really changed.
That's
Now
funny.
you just adopt a Google.
Well, my house does have a bidet beta. It's got two of them, both the bathrooms.
But is it automatic is the question.
It's well, I got to
called
you
the
gotta push
testing
a button
center.
and stuff. So there's actually I went and showed a house maybe a month and a half ago, and it had one of those bathrooms that the toilets that you walk up to it and it automatically like opens. And
Oh,
then
I
it
saw one that
closes on
actually
its
plays
own.
music as the toilet seat opens. Is that it?
That's
Dun,
that's-
dun,
And then,
dun.
and then it like closes after you leave on its own,
And
it
it
like lights up
applauses?
at night. It applauses.
Yay, good job.
Seriously?
when you make it and you don't hit the rim.
A little bit of both, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So-
I would never hear that.
You guys are such
That's why
dorks.
he doesn't have.
Yeah, so this thing has
That's
like
why
all
my
sorts of
toilet
really
doesn't
cool.
apply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are nuts.
So techno. So your
I'm gonna stop.
$5,700 guided under the bed thing. You were checking
so I
to
don't
see if it
even.
was
I don't
inclusive
know.
of the
So it
TV.
was TV stand under bed. Hold on, let me figure this out. This is why we have our computer so we can do this right on because our audience wants to know.
Normally, our marketing guy would typically pull the stats
Oh.
as we're talking about all the.
That's what the problem
garbage
is.
that
Want to know
we're
what the
doing.
problem is?
Yeah.
Is that a lot of these TVs from underneath the bed are actually part of the bed. Like you can't get one after the fact.
You
You
would
have to
need a
buy
new
the
bed?
bed. So like the frame, and then it comes with the little TV thing. Or you can put it at the front board, right? Because that's the headboard, so that's the front board.
footboard.
Footboard. So you put it in the footboard, and then it would just come up. Why are you laughing?
I like that.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just watching Tom's reaction to you talking. It's awesome.
The footboard.
Headboard and the footboard. Your head goes
Yes.
there.
And your footboard goes there. Your foot goes there.
Your feet.
Feet. Yes.
It's not a feet board. It's a footboard.
It's a footboard.
But your foot doesn't go down there.
So
Your
why
feet
doesn't
go
why
down
don't they
there.
call it a feet board?
We
Oh,
don't call it
Lordy.
anything.
You guys talked about it on one of the first episodes.
We did.
Oh, gee, yes,
Yeah,
that
and
is
it was-
right.
So those things
Tyson.
are about $2,300. The
Bed.
bed.
Frame.
Okay.
The frame that has the TV that comes out from the footboard.
And you're not going to do it?
I don't want to get a new bed. I already have a bed.
I would think you'd come up with something else that says, I don't watch TV in my bedroom.
I also don't watch TV in my bedroom.
There you go.
That's what your first.
So here's
thing
the
was.
thing. So I have moved my office, like my computer goes into my office, and so now I don't do work anywhere else but in my office. And same thing with my TV. I do not watch TV anywhere else except for the family room.
I only watch TV on my TV.
Which is
In the
where
family
On my
room.
TV.
In the middle of the room.
Wherever
middle
it
of the
is.
room.
Well, I lie. I watch TV on my phone. I watch it on my iPad. I watch it on my computer.
Do you watch TV in your bedroom?
Yes.
Really?
Does
do
your
you eat? Do you
TV
eat
come
in your
out?
bed?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
like an
gross.
off thing. Like,
Yeah.
But there's so many people who do. Do you eat in your beds?
I don't spend a lot of time laying around in my bed all day. So I go up there to sleep. I'll watch maybe 20 or 30 minutes of TV while I'm in there, and then I usually fall asleep and turn it off.
Yeah.
But I don't have any problem sleeping in my bed either. Like I go right to sleep. Some people it
And
takes
you
them-
also wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So
I wish I could sleep that long.
Yeah, I'm having
You
those
don't
same
s-
issues.
I get up around
can't-
4:30.
do you really?
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
6. No.
6.
No, sometime between 9 and 10.
Yeah. I don't normally like
In the
finish
winter.
cleaning
In the
in the
winter
winter,
when
in-
he's not hibernating.
No, in the summer when it's lighter longer, I stay up longer.
Huh. Interesting.
So we've talked about
The
something.
things you find out on this show, it's just I'm
I
glad
know.
you all tuned in this week.
So-
Probably just going, wow.
Nothing like grapes being fed to me.
I don't know why these people. What's happening right now?
What is breakfast in bed for?
Tom
It's
Tom
just
eats
a statement,
raisins in
Beta.
bed.
Have you ever had breakfast in bed?
Does
That's
it
great.
work for twin beds? No, it doesn't work. Can you please stop putting their comments in front of us? We don't like them.
They just automatically appear.
Oh no, but
Just
in
stop
front of
reading
us.
them.
Okay, I'll stop reading them. I'm not reading any more comments unless I ask a
Stop.
question
Stop
and then
looking.
you answer
I
it.
can see you.
So
Man.
we talked about this. I don't even remember if it was on this show or if we talked about it in a sales meeting. But you know
Your other show?
yeah. So you know the love letters. Look at me not doing a
Yes.
shameless plug.
Yes.
But the love letters that people write, that buyers write, I think this is kind of important. I think it's important for audience. I think it's important for buyers,
Dear
for realtors. Right. So tell me about letters that you've seen before.
I never see them.
Nobody's
Ever?
ever written me a love letter.
Dear
No.
Brandon.
Dear Brandon.
Dear Brandon. I love it when you
The
shut your
day when you told us about your COVID home testing was
was fascinating.
Was the best day of my life. You changed
you
everything.
saved me so much
You
money.
allowed me to leave the home.
Yeah, remember those days when Shelly got a COVID test every 2 days? It's been
That's
$150
because everywhere
every
I went,
time.
everybody got COVID. Is either that or quarantine.
It's the only
So
way
you
she could get.
quarantined
It's the only
eventually.
way she could get back into her own home.
So
That is
love
true,
letters.
actually.
Let's
That's
talk about
actually
love
nasty.
letters for a second. Okay.
Ooh,
So people, what happened?
none.
So people, can you stop paying like
Yes, love letters.
love letters? People write love letters to sellers all the time to say, "Hey, I love this home. Look at my picture with me and my 3 kids and a baby on the way, and blah blah." Like to pull on people's heartstrings, to talk to people about, emotionally, sort of, get them to accept their offer.
Get attached.
And we had a meeting today in our office about how to make your offer look better, and it was not one of the things that we discussed. And it's because love letters are sort of going away, right? I mean, like a lot of agents are training their clients not to do love letters anymore because, and I'm
Because
going to
you've
start
told
doing
them
it.
not to take it, to do them.
Well, our agents, yeah, at our
Right.
company, but
Yeah.
I'm not seeing them on my listings anymore either.
Did you really see a lot of them?
I did.
I knew that was like always talked about as a tactic, but I
did.
never really ever saw them.
I did. And
Yeah.
so now, like I've started saying that we're not taking the love letters. Like if they are part of the contract, and I've explained to the seller, this is why you don't want them, right? And so you should probably.
But why
not.
don't you want them? Share that.
Because you don't want them because they could potentially create a fair housing violation. And there are protected classes, right? Federal fair housing says that you cannot discriminate against people for specific attributes, right? Tell me what they are.
Well, familial
Race,
status.
color, familial status,
Disability.
sexual orientation, disabilities. Like you cannot, right? Now I had a question. It was funny.
Sex.
Funny, but not funny. But I was teaching a class, advertising laws in real estate, and somebody had asked me, but what if my client specifically has a disability in this particular home, has everything that they need to accommodate that disability? Why wouldn't you be able to write the love letter about it?
You can write it, but you're right on the thing of by presenting that to your seller, you put them in a predicament because if they pick one, then somebody could say, "Well, you picked that because I'm of this
Right, 'cause I'm brown.
ethnicity, or
Right, I'm brown.
Or
I
I'm
can say that.
disabled.
or I have kids, and you're discriminating because I have kids
Because I don't want my
or I
neighbors
don't
to have
kids."
children,
Yeah.
or I wanted to be a quiet neighborhood for my neighbors, blah blah blah.
And
But
do you really think those letters really make a difference on who gets picked anyway?
So I just, believe it or not, had one that showed up at the end of December, right? It was a love letter from a family who were veterans. And the seller truly was like, "Oh, he's a veteran." Now, again, they're not protected classes, which is one of the reasons, but it was the family aspect is not what made the decision. It was the fact that they were veterans, that they had served our country, and they'd, done some. That's what pulled at his heartstrings.
But
and
couldn't
so I
you have
think
got
in
that
reality-
information just by seeing he was doing a VA loan?
Correct. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, it didn't need to
And
happen.
most sellers are like, they have a hard time with the VA loan just because they think
Well,
it's
I'm gonna tell you right now, right? If you have an offer that comes through and it's $5,000 more, and it's without a love letter, the seller wants more money, right? That's
More times than not, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
more money.
early
Yeah.
on in my career, there was a great agent in Salt Lake. His name was Hank, and Hank was leaving town, and he had this young couple that wanted to look at this house. They already knew the house they wanted to buy. They grew up in the neighborhood they wanted. So he said, "Hey, Brandon, can you show them this property?" And I said, "Sure." So I went and showed them the property. They wanted it, so we wrote up the offer. And when they were going through the process, they're like, "Just go in there and tell them, who we are. They know us because we were kids that we grew up in the neighborhood, and how much. And we went in low, and this is just a perfect house, and they'll sell it to us because of this." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I went, and there was multiple offers on the property, and it was back in the time when we presented in person. And I
Oh,
presented in
it's all
person,
long
told them
time.
everything, and they didn't get the property, right? And I learned a very valuable lesson that the next
That
day.
you suck at presenting
No.
in person.
No. Hank came up to me and said, "Why did you go in low?" And I told him the scenario, and he goes, "Highest price wins, period. You did disservice by not encouraging them to go to the highest price and allowing them to go down that path without educating them on that." And he was right. And so I think love letters can give you that false sense of,
You're going to get it.
yeah, because they're going to feel sorry for
Yeah.
you, or they're going to like you more, or whatever. But it really comes down to price
Yeah.
and terms, right?
Yeah.
You know what I saw a lot of last year was
Tell me.
buyers, sellers, like knowing each other, or like ending up through the transaction, not knowing each other, but ending up through the transaction, talking to each other, like, oh, move-in dates and things like that. That I thought was unusual too, because before that, I feel like you guys are not paying
No, I'm
attention.
listening
I
to you.
am.
I'm listening to you.
I
I'm just
am.
thinking about a joke that's coming up after this. Go ahead.
Okay, Brandon's on a roll. But that's the one thing that I, like last year, I felt like the sellers would wait for the buyers to come out, and all of a sudden they'd figure out that they were both veterans, and then
Yeah.
things would happen. You guys, I don't see that today.
I-
I know it's 1 month in, but
I'll give you a minute to tell your joke. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so Tyson wrote on here, he wrote one of the love letters that got somebody the house, and then they canceled. I was just going to say it was a short relationship. They broke up.
That's cute. All right. So
Ba-dum-bum.
They really weren't in love.
the thing about what you were
Dating
saying, Shelly,
101
that was funny, Brandon.
Brandon.
The thing that you were saying, Shelly, is
Yes.
just recently happened. Buyer and seller went to the house. The seller happened to be the listing agent, and I
Huh.
just did this. And it's
Interesting.
our
Uh-huh.
transaction that we're
Yes.
working on. You represent the buyer for the loan, and so the seller is the listing agent, and they hit it off. Everybody, we were all there. It was the longest showing of my life, like an hour and a half of talking.
So
to
the
them
seller
about-
was allowed to be in there? They typically are not, right?
They shouldn't be, but he was the listing agent,
Oh,
and
I
he
gotcha.
refused to leave.
I forgot that part.
Him and his wife were not going anywhere.
'Kay.
They were like, "We don't like anybody in our house without us being here. Make sure you take off your shoes. Make sure you're wearing a mask." Like, they didn't want anybody else in the house.
Got it.
Without them. Fine. So we were there. Then they started talking, and all of a sudden, they've become like the closest of friends.
Weird.
It was
Yeah, it
really
is
weird.
weird,
And
right?
then
True love.
And then
No love letter
we
needed.
and then we got to the request for repairs.
Ooh.
And it went downhill, right?
That's like the
And
prenup.
now they don't talk to each other. Like, they will, they don't want to see each other. They don't want to.
But it's the inspector's fault. Why they got to call out all those conditions?
Right.
Jacking it all
What
up.
is the major thing they wouldn't fix?
The toilet seats don't make sounds when they come up.
Actually, it had something to do with toilets.
Oh.
That's where it started. The inspector had said in the inspection report that the toilets were moving, that they were not, that they were like
not set,
shifting. They
seated.
weren't right. So I took our handyman over there to go check, and the seller was like, "I can't fix something that isn't broken. The toilets aren't moving. They're stable. They're not moving, right?" So I was like, "Look, my client there's an inspector. Just FYI, I had 3 inspectors that my client could choose from. He picked a 4th one that I've never worked with, and so they had put something in there about the toilets moving, and so we went to the house, and the handyman was like, "Yeah, the toilets are not moving." So that started the issue, right? And then it was like, well, now there's electrical work that hasn't been done correctly and da-da-da. And the seller, by the way, was also in his previous life a contractor. And so he did things himself. He refused to hire a general contractor. And so he was going to fix it. And then I basically advised my clients and begged them, please do not ask for the repairs. Just ask for money. You can do it later, right? I'll get a handyman over here. I'll get a contractor over here to give us an estimate. And then that would be my recommendation. Otherwise, it'll be a problem. What is going on over there? Why is everybody
Nothing.
laughing?
Nobody's laughing, but I would have went and got some duct tape. Just taped the toilet down to the ground a little bit and sent pictures and said, good to go.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the buyer was afraid the seller was going to do.
So now, because of the moving toilets, they don't like each other?
Would you like them?
It started with moving toilets. The seller was very offended that the buyer didn't believe him after their love relationship in the beginning.
That happened without a love letter.
Right.
Crazy.
And that did happen without a love letter.
And as soon as they started writing back and forth in a request for repairs, became pen pals, it went downhill.
Yeah.
Again, don't write
I
love
could see
letters.
that.
Don't write love letters.
I could see that.
I think
That was
that's
a long
important.
way to get to that, but we got to it.
Yeah, don't write love letters.
The
Mine didn't have a love letter.
paranoia.
So the confidence report, Realtors, NAR does a Realtor Confidence Index survey every month, I want to say. And so I have the one from December. Do you guys want to know about it? There's a bunch of
Realtor
charts in here.
confidence, meaning how confident you guys are, or
The National Association of Realtors has a research group that puts together a bunch of stats.
Couple guys in the back room.
That they gather it on the ground information. They gather on the ground information from realtors based on their real estate transactions during the month. It represents key results about that month's market transactions, which I think is kind of cool. How many agents do they survey, you ask?
10.
How many agents do they survey?
3.2.
So for this particular one, they had, that can't be right,
10.
71. I feel like that's not enough.
71. Hey, anything is a sample.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think that's enough. Do you think that's enough?
71 here
71
in
agents?
Las Vegas.
It's kind of interesting because it's available for everybody, right? You don't have to be a realtor to get access to it. But this is the stuff that our clients are reading about us
Interesting.
and the things that we're putting out.
Where did
What is
Tom
it?
get that
I don't
from?
know. Tom didn't get it from me.
Oh,
I got
you
it.
Okay, I thought.
Why does Tom have to give us everything?
Because he's providing all of our stats to us today. That
I'm
came.
fine.
You're,
What do you?
I know, Brandon. We're in the middle of a show right now.
Did you know that? I know that the Weekender's up next, but
Pay attention to what is happening.
I'm writing a love letter.
Who's it to?
I can't tell you
We
right
just
now.
told you no love letters are allowed. So, all right. So there's that. What other news reports have you seen?
On what?
All right. Young adults. Oh, goodness gracious.
keep it up. Keep it up.
I don't know what's happening right now. So Realtor Magazine put out an article that said young adults are actually living at home and saving for down payment, meaning that they are way past their 18. Because when you were younger, were you ready to go when you were 18?
Go where?
Out of your parents' house. I was done at 16.
Really?
So I was not in a hurry to get out because my cousin got out early and he moved home like back and forth, in and out. And I just told myself, when I move, I'm going to go for
It's
good.
going to be a permanent thing.
I'm never coming back. Right?
Yeah.
And so
I'm going to be a grown-up then.
Yeah. I wish I would have stayed longer, but I moved out at 19.
Did you?
But
and,
you mean
and
by
never had to go back.
moving out, going to college or whatever?
No,
Like
I
move
never
out?
went. I never went to college. I moved out with some buddies downtown Salt Lake and drank a lot of booze and rode motorcycles and
Yeah.
I moved out.
And
I
worked
but
hard.
I went to school. That's not. I don't think that classifies as moving out. I went to college, but
I didn't start drinking at 19. Just so you know,
It was 16.
It was at 16.
21.
So Danielle,
His
Don't
mom
hold that
watches
against
too.
me. Yeah.
Danielle Hale
My mom
is the
watches.
chief economist for Realtor.com, and she said that although many members of the millennial, here we go again, and Gen Z generations were forced to move home again because they lost their jobs in 2020, others chose to forego their rental because they had the opportunity to work remotely and preferred to wait out the pandemic with their families. And so
Aw.
that's one of the reasons that that's happening, is that people are going back to live with their parents. They're all saving money. They're getting enough for whether they're renting or they own another property. They're consolidating. And now you'll see, like, even when you go to new home sites, a lot of like next gen homes,
Yeah.
where you put 2 generations in the same house, sometimes 3 in the same house, and so they've got a lot of those types of floor plans coming out.
How many car garages do they have when it's in that situation?
3.
Well, they just stay
and
home,
So
so.
there's some communities that have 3-car garages with the next gen situation, and
Yeah.
then some that next gen will be one of the 3-car garages. So you'll only have 2. So that will change.
Interesting.
And then you can't park on the street because it's an HOA violation.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
does you no good to have that many people in the house. But
Who
the
have
idea
cars.
was good. The idea was good.
Yeah.
Well, you could rent it out. Rent out your other places.
Yeah, if they ride a bicycle. And you don't have room for the bike in your garage. It's
True.
all your
True,
guys'
true.
toys.
I
Car
know.
garage.
So
Yeah.
You need a 15-car
struggle.
garage.
At least we're still looking for one.
I found you one. You're just not pulling the trigger. That's your problem.
Because where am I gonna? Yeah.
You just
I don't think it's
Unmotivated
it wasn't the right
buyer.
price. I am.
unmotivated
Seller.
Yeah.
Unmotivated seller. Give
I
me
got
the
a
right
great
price.
lender for you.
I
Let's
know.
just get you pre-approved. Maybe that'll help.
Let's talk
jumpstart
about your pre-approval
change.
from your tenant last week.
Ooh, what happened? Tell me about it.
I don't know. Did that? I
Denied.
never got it.
What
I
are you
never got
talking-
your tenant pre-approval lead so that I could get your tenant out of your.
That guy. You don't want that. But I did send you a tenant last week.
You did, yes.
And how'd that go?
That was okay.
I haven't seen the pre-approval yet.
Yeah, because they're not ready. Is it the same one?
So when she says it's okay, it means yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
You had a legal question before the beginning of the show.
I did.
And I don't think it's really a legal question, but it was something about when somebody's selling a house and it's contingent on another
Oh,
house.
yeah.
Okay, so I thought
So
this
you
was
wanted
kind
to
of
ask if
clever.
this was legal, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know that if it's not legal. I think it's a cool idea. So
Well, we're not attorneys, but we're going to give legal.
a listing
legal
agent,
advice.
a listing agent had a listing, and so all the offers come in. So they selected one, the seller, whatever, selected the right the buyer. He went backwards into all of the other contingent sales and had asked the buyer's agent about the buyer's contingent sale because he had other buyers that he needed to sell, that needed to get into contract. So he was asking them randomly, like, you had a contingent buyer here. Are they selling? Are they in sale? Or are they already in contract on their current home? To try to find his buyer a new home. And I'm like, that's so crazy. I can't even talk about it. It's a crazy thing. But is that something you can do?
So the listing
Yes.
agent
Went back to his
had other buyers
correct.
and
That
wanted-
lost on his
Correct.
listing.
He went to the contingent buyers. The contingent offers.
Nice.
And went back to the buyer's agent.
Frickin' brilliant.
And said, hey, I noticed that what is your client trying to sell?
Brilliant.
It's a
Brilliant.
cool idea, right? But
Brilliant.
it's not illegal.
No.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Brandon.
No, it's not illegal.
Fantastic. But
far
I
as
thought you
I
had
know.
more to say. So as long as it's not to the detriment of that seller, right? Now here's the thing: if you've got buyers that are coming in for that listing and they lost out, you think they're going to be forthcoming about one of your buyers that wants to go? I mean,
I'm
they
assuming
might be pissed
they
off.
want to sell that buyers. Like if they're contingent, us right now, I'm seeing a lot of contingent sales that are not even in contract
But
yet.
you would see our addendum, the contingent upon sale addendum,
Mm-hmm.
actually has the property address and it says if it's listed or in escrow
Mm-hmm.
or not. So you already have that information when they present it.
So you wouldn't have to actually call the
You wouldn't have
buyer's
to
agent.
actually call them, but I mean, you still could. I think it's a good idea to communicate with them.
Yeah.
And
I just
maybe
thought
you
it was
could get
cool.
it in there, but
True story.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That it's in the contingent
very
addendum.
Very few times that I forget shit like that. But I actually forgot about that. Thanks, Brandon.
you're welcome.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Good nuggets.
Glad you could join us on the show today.
No, it just occurred to me that you are right. Look at that. I said that to you one time this
She
week.
also on videotape today said that she was wrong with her coming soon open house, which we all got on videotape.
But I wasn't wrong.
well, because you talked to somebody about it, but then you ended up being wrong.
But then I was right because I talked.
I just can't believe you put that all on video that they're going to use against you later in another situation.
Maybe.
I fixed it, so I wasn't wrong.
Got it.
She'll always fix it so she's not wrong.
That's right.
Right. Not always. Most
So
of
you'll
the time.
do your best.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Best time of the year to get a mortgage, Shelly. When is it?
Now. Anytime. Yeah, I think so. Meaning best time of year as in like, because here's the thing. Right now, there's usually not a lot of activity going on. You know what I mean? And so a lot
'Cause
of
people are
lenders will
actually
dive
at
in pricing.
Valentine's Days and stuff. They're writing love letters to each other.
Valentine's Day? When's that?
February.
Oh, yeah. What in the yummy?
Hey,
So
the medium home price came out from GLVR too.
right now,
Do you know what it is?
is it up or down? Give us a directional.
It's the
Same.
same. 345.
345.
But it's up
395.
13% from a year ago.
Wow.
Okay, so
Squirrel.
you can actually pull that right from the InfoSparks thing, and I figured out how to do that the other day. So if you go,
So are we still on fire? Just
What?
running out of fuel. What are we talking about? Rates? Or are we talking about?
So in January it was 307, right? But if you take, for instance, only single family homes, it was 330,000 was the median price.
Why are your
in
numbers
January.
off?
I don't know. I'm looking at
The medium
at the
home
sheet.
price in January held steady at 345. I'm looking at it right here.
I
I'm
thought it was
looking at it right
395.
here, and it says median is
Maybe we should
330,000.
poll the audience. Audience, what's the number?
And it's up 8.2%. And then I saw in January 2020 it was 305
305. How's that possible?
in January of 2020.
Oh, 2020.
I got your back.
And then in January of 2019 it was 291. That's what it's showing
Wow.
under LVR's information. But that's so again, it'll vary based on what
What you're
data
looking
you're
at. Mm-hmm.
pulling at, right? So I'm pulling the entire MLS single family.
What are you pulling, Brandon?
He's
I'm-
not.
Just
he
zip
just
codes
has a
and
report.
891.
I got an
45.
email that was sent to me that says it, so that's where I'm
But
pulling
what?
it.
So what is that information? Is that just based on Las Vegas and Henderson? Does it include Boulder? Does it include Pahrump? Does it?
It's the same
Parameters.
source that last month said it was 345, so they pulled it exactly the same
So
as last month.
who
And what was that?
Last
Whatever
month
it
was
is,
past
just
present.
trust me, it's 345. That's up 13% from a year ago. It's the
All right.
official number from LVR.
All
Correct.
right. Well,
340. Those are your speaking notes?
those are your speaking
No,
notes.
345.
Checking my email for once.
In the middle of our show.
Hey, I got to do it because I get bitched at when I don't.
I
Which
know,
is
but-
all
you
the
have
time.
an assistant
Well, now you have an assistant.
Who
I
should
know,
be
but-
checking your emails?
No, we're not there yet.
What?
Oh, you don't trust her enough?
No, I trust her fully. I just feel like if I give her my emails, there'll be no need for me anymore.
Oh, then you can do bigger, better things.
All
Let it
right.
go.
Like get out of the office,
Let
get
it
off this show.
go.
So
No.
February 1st
No, she
started
does
something
awesome.
pretty big.
Go ahead.
What?
We're
I'm
not-
sorry.
February
Valentine's Day?
1st started something really big.
Groundhog's Day.
Audience
the
members,
second?
do you know what it is? Anybody?
February 1st.
February
It was a
1st
Monday.
started
Black
something
History
pretty
Month.
big.
Black History Month.
Well, that too, yes, but that's not what I was talking about. But yes, that's a big thing. What else?
More specific. Can you say it in a sentence?
Okay.
It starts
Could you tell
with
us what to say?
it starts with L and ends in legislative
Legislative. Legislative
session.
session.
Started February 1st. Good job, you guys. So proud
Ding,
of
ding,
you.
ding, ding.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, legislative session. So the legislative session just started, and we've got a couple of bills that we've been reviewing as a committee for through the management team.
You're on the Legislative Management Committee.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
How do you get
LMT.
added to the legislative?
You start
Team.
from the bottom and then on top. Start from the bottom and yes.
Exposed. So
right.
you.
That's not how the song goes. It started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Yeah, that's where it was. So we started from. Is that not how
None
the
of
song
us
goes?
know that song.
Nope.
Nobody knows that song.
Who sings it?
Started from the bottom. Now we're here. You have never heard
Anyway,
it?
LMT.
let me
Let's go.
Shazam it.
Stay with this.
LMT, sorry.
Stay with me.
All right, hold on. Nope, I got to do this. Started
Come on, we
from
only
the
got
bottom,
7
now-
minutes.
Okay.
Then I got to warm up for my next show.
Ba, 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 ba.
What was I saying? Oh, so LMT is so I started. I don't know committees at the locals, and then I was on the
Legislative
state board of
management
directors. And while I was on state board of directors, I impressed somebody. Ooh, it was Chris's dad.
Chris
And
Bishop's dad.
Yes, and he asked me to be on the legislative committee. No, that wasn't it. Somebody else asked me to be on legislative committee. And then Chris's dad asked me to be on the legislative management team from the work that I did
This year.
on the legislative committee.
Because they know she'll read the whole bill.
Yeah, with the periods and everything, huh?
Periods and commas and
Yeah,
all sorts of
dictation.
stuff. And so
no, you're very thorough.
You're so, yeah.
So
for
I've
sure.
sat on that committee now for 3 sessions, 4 actually, if you include 2020's special session. So this is my 4th legislative session with the committee, and I'm super excited because I think we're going to. Last year we had a couple of wins, which was good. Not all of them that I wanted, but this year. We've got a couple of battles, a lot of bills that are going to come about for landlord tenant stuff.
landlord tenant
Yeah,
stuff.
landlord,
Leaning on the
tenant stuff.
landlord, or
Get ready.
Well,
Good or bad?
I think so. Last year there was a bill that came about that was going to be pretty bad for the landlords. This year they're probably going to bring back some portions of it. Not last year, so 2019. The one thing that did come about was the 5% for late fees. That was
cap.
the
Yeah,
the
maximum
cap.
that you can charge is 5% of the recurring rent amount, not the full rent amount. Because sometimes you have like pool and landscaping or whatever that the next month
The
becomes
actual.
part of rent.
Yeah.
So it has to be the recurring rental amount, and then that can be. It's Drake. Thank you, Leslie. Drake. It wrote that song. Started from. Oh my God. So then,
Yeah. Who? What?
she left.
where are the bagels from?
So you brought them. Thank you. So we had.
Duncan.
I lost my train of thought.
Legislative management training,
Cap on late
landlords,
fees.
landlords,
So that
landlords.
started last year, and then I don't know what's going to come about this year yet. We've got several bills that we've been looking into. I mean, just a couple. Legislative session started a little bit slow, but it's going to start ramping up here soon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when do
That's a good
you
part.
participate with that?
In what sense?
Is it every
I don't know,
Thursday?
is it every day?
Oh,
is
so-
it Friday at 9:00?
No, it's no, it's Thursdays in the afternoon. So Thursday afternoon, we basically get together and talk about the changes to legislation.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then we get an email because I'm on the state board, and it says the bills we're watching.
Yep.
And-
And then you'll see which ones as a team we have either we're going to oppose or we're monitoring
The ones you've identified.
or
yeah.
we're supporting. So we have a couple of options when we review bills, and then if we're asking for changes or asking more questions from whoever wrote the bill.
Or testifying.
Or testifying, yeah. So sometimes they'll write a bill with one intention that is not what the bill
consequences, yeah.
actually like. For like the one, I think the best scenario for that was the landlord bill, the bill for where landlords now have to have a separate lease agreement that has to be notarized. Like the
That was a
intent,
while ago.
yeah, that was my first legislative session. But the intent of that bill was to manage squatters because we had a huge squatter issue at the time. But it's not what the bill was actually going to do. Because guess what? Have you gotten your lease agreements notarized for the properties that
Never.
you manage? Thank you.
Never.
That's
Your
exactly.
own
it.
properties.
I barely
That's what
got
I'm
the
talking about.
renewal done.
So
Right.
that's if you're landlord managing, then you have to have a notarized.
You're supposed to.
Otherwise, what? It's not illegal.
But wait a minute. No.
No, it's not that.
Nothing happens if you don't have it.
Okay.
That's the
Right.
problem. The bill had no
Can I
teeth.
evict?
I'm like, so what are we doing?
don't know.
You can still evict. It doesn't null the lease. It doesn't do anything. But the
Okay.
law states that you're supposed to have it. But it really doesn't. I guess
There's no teeth. And
you're
that's-
supposed to have it. The law states that. But yeah, you're not going to get fined because you don't. Your lease is
What about
still
for the tenant?
enforceable.
So it was-
your
Okay.
tenant
Right.
still has the rights.
So it was meant for like when police show up for squatter issues.
I
that
got
if
it.
they had a notarized lease, then it was a legitimate lease.
Got it.
Problem is the squatters also
Know how to-
can go get notaries.
Yeah.
So,
You can print them on paper now these days.
so the intent of that bill wasn't quite what you know what I mean. Like
So
it
did
just
you
sort
put
of-
that into place?
Because
No,
here's
so
the other thing. All you got to
we-
do is get a notary showing that you signed it. The notary doesn't say that it's a valid lease.
Right.
It just says you signed it.
Correct. And so
And it
what
doesn't
we
say if
put
the
in
landlord
place-
has to sign it or the tenant has to
That's
sign
true.
it.
So what I fought
Ah.
for during that session was to exclude property managers from that
And
requirement.
you won.
Yes, and so if you have a property
You're-
managed property, property manager managed property, you do not have to have a notary.
And that's why today, if you're a member of LVR and you have access to our forms, there are 2 leases in there, one for an owner managed and one for property management.
Correct. Yeah, and that didn't come about until your form when you were chair of forms committee.
Yeah, it was all my doing. I'm just kidding. Had nothing to do with me,
So-
but that was created during that period of time just to comply with the law.
Yeah. We also got something from our lobbyists about, so we had 2 seats that were open. You guys remember that? I know this is all really exciting stuff for people.
2
I mean, I
seats.
love this kind of shit. Do you guys not like it? No. Should we continue? You
What
like
part?
it? don't
You
wanna
have
talk
2
about it?
seats, 2 seats.
Clark County Commission met a couple of days ago to make the final decisions regarding the legislative appointments for Senate District 10 and Assembly District 42. We actually had those 2 seats vacant
Why?
because there was I don't know. Why were they vacant?
Because they got
COVID.
offered a position with
Oh, that's right.
Biden's
That's right.
administration.
Correct.
What?
So
One of them did. She's
correct,
getting
correct.
paid back for changing the law. No,
Former
I'm just kidding,
Senator
I'm just kidding.
Ivana Cancella Senate seat will be Fabian Donate, I think. I want to say it's Donate, but it looks like Donate. Donate just sounds so like, I don't know, like
Fabian-ish.
Target, right? Donate or Donate has a background in public health with work experience in health policy. So this is one of those things where elections matter, right? The results of elections matter. So we've had 2 people that have been that needed to be replaced. We got Tracy Brown May, who has 20 years of experience in government relations through Opportunity Village, and she is going to be taking a seat as well. So that's kind of cool. They get to run for those positions after their appointments are done, if they want to maintain it. That was fun. That was my legislative update. What else you got? That's it, right?
I think we're calling it. So what do you guys think about this time? 1:30.
I like it, but you haven't talked about
I talked about rates already.
rates. You did?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
just
I was
stopped right
I was
over
trying
them,
to figure out why
ran right
Brandon was
by it.
checking his emails.
I know.
Smash the
Sorry about
subscribe
that.
button.
Smash and
Smash the
subscribe.
button.
What do you guys think? This 1:30 time? Everybody out there?
Who likes
They
it?
all look
Leslie?
dead.
I know.
I think we're serving drinks next week.
Yeah, next week. We did have a few comments though. That's cool.
We did, and they were from the Peanut Gallery.
No.
No, it was good. It was good. I liked the
Tanya
time.
was on there.
I liked
Yeah.
the time.
People like the time. That's good. So we're going to do it. We are going to get wine. Thank you, Kim. Wine is a fruit. We are going to have wine.
There's
It won't be
fruit out there.
frowned upon as
There's a
much
lot.
if we're drunk in the afternoon as it was when we were in the morning.
Yeah.
Remember when we had mimosas? That was
I
a good
know.
time.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
So thanks so much for joining us today, you guys. We will, let's see, a really long show. You have time. Oh, that was from before. Sorry. Beta went to the top
Tom
of the
was telling you
comments.
to slow your roll,
Got it, got it,
V.
got it.
Slow your roll.
All right, let's get
That's
out
a
of
wrap.
here.
All right, you guys. Brandon's got another show. That's more
We gotta go
important than us.
prep his vocals.
Just do search for the weekend.
Thanks
We'll see
so
you there.
much for joining us today. Seriously. Thanks so much for joining us today.